Today we are going to look at 4 of the most interesting accidents that are not only shocking but also thought-provoking. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and write your thoughts in the comments. It really motivates me to make more content for you. So get comfortable, we're about to start. Chapter 1. Frozen Descent. On that winter day, as snow fell thickly from the sky, covering the city in a white blanket, a tragic event occurred. Around 3:30 p.m., a red truck loaded with construction materials was traveling on a snowy road through a remote area. Behind the wheel was 48-year-old John Harris, an experienced driver with 10 years of experience. The winter that year was harsh, and the roads were particularly dangerous. John had already spent more than 12 hours behind the wheel, delivering a shipment to a remote town. His eyes were watering and his fatigue was gradually taking over. The cold air coming in through the cracks in the cab only made his exhaustion worse. Instead of stopping for a rest, John decided to complete the route, hoping to make it to the end of the day before sunset. As he approached a small bridge that spanned a narrow stream, John finally fell asleep at the wheel. The truck began to slowly slide off to the side, punching through the snow-covered bushes and young trees along the side of the road. The scraping of branches and the noise of the engine echoed around as the truck left the road in front of a bridge. The truck rolled down the slope and into the icy water of the creek after breaking through the small vegetation. John woke up from a strong impact and found himself in the cab, which was slowly sinking into the water. Cold, fatigue, and shock made his attempts to get out extremely difficult. Witnesses in the vicinity immediately rushed to his aid and called rescuers. Fortunately, John was pulled out of the water before the truck sank completely. Although he survived, the incident served as a reminder of the dangers of fatigue while driving and the importance of taking rest. Chapter 2. Fiery Descent. That day, at around 1 p.m., a highway near a mountain serpentine near the town of Silverstone, Colorado, became the scene of a terrible tragedy. A white BMW driven by 32-year-old Mark Raven was traveling at high speed. The sun was shining brightly on the road, but a strong wind blowing from the mountains made it difficult for the drivers. Mark, known for his passion for speed, did not take into account the danger of the road. His car was racing along the track when he apparently lost control. The reasons remain unknown, perhaps a technical malfunction, distraction, or a reckless maneuver. It all happened in seconds. The BMW suddenly left the road and flew into the air. The section of the track was located on a rise, and another road ran below. The car, having made an incredible jump, literally did a flip. As it flew, it hit a stone ledge sticking out from the edge, and a spark was created under the car's bottom from the strong impact. The car was engulfed in flames, which rapidly spread through the fuel tank. The car fell to the lower track, already fully on fire, and exploded after a powerful impact. The flames rose high into the sky and black smoke was visible for kilometers. The rescuers who arrived at the scene could do nothing to help. The car had burned to the ground, and Mark died on the spot. Chapter 3: Drunken Doom. It was a quiet afternoon on a road near the small town of Fairfield, Ohio. The truck driver, 52-year-old Sam Walker, was returning empty after delivering a load. He was driving the speed limit, keeping his eyes on the road ahead. The sun had already begun to hide behind the clouds, and the weather seemed perfect for a safe journey. Suddenly, before he knew what was happening, Sam saw a black Audi A6 rapidly approaching his lane at high speed, driving on the wrong side of the road. The driver of the Audi, as investigators later found out, was highly intoxicated. His reaction and coordination were so impaired that he lost control of the car and drove into the oncoming lane, where Sam's truck was traveling. In just a few seconds, the car flew straight into the front of the truck with incredible force. The impact was so powerful that the sound of the collision could be heard for several kilometers. The truck swayed but remained intact due to its mass, while the Audi in front turned into a pile of mangled metal. Sam got out of the cab, shocked and frightened, but miraculously unharmed, except for a few scratches and a slight bump on his head. He immediately called the emergency services, standing in front of the horrific scene. The Audi was completely destroyed. Unfortunately, the driver and passenger of the Audi died on the spot. Rescuers had to use special equipment to cut their bodies out of the mangled car. Eyewitness accounts and test results confirmed that the driver of the Audi had drunk a significant amount of alcohol before getting behind the wheel. This tragedy is a reminder of the dangers of drinking and driving and how a single moment of recklessness can take a life. Although he survived, Sam is now forever scarred by the memory of the day everything went wrong. Chapter 4: Fatal Overtake. Around noon that day, a series of dramatic events took place on a wide, multi-lane motorway near Charleston, South Carolina. A Toyota Corolla, driven by 34-year-old Sarah Martinez, was traveling in the middle lane, steadily increasing in speed. Sarah was in a hurry to get to a meeting and decided to overtake the car in front of her, not knowing that this attempt would be fatal. At the time of the overtaking, a truck was traveling slowly from the right lane, partially occupying the neighboring lane due to a malfunction in the steering mechanism. The truck driver tried to slow down to avoid an accident, but it was not enough. Sarah, not having calculated the distance and dimensions of her car, crashed into the truck from the right. The impact was severe. The front of the Corolla was heavily damaged, and the car bounced to the side. However, the tragedy did not end there. A black SUV was traveling at high speed behind the car, also trying to overtake the traffic. The driver of the SUV, unable to react to the sudden accident, crashed into the already damaged Toyota Corolla, further crushing it. The force of the impact was so great that the Corolla rolled to the side of the road. Fortunately, there were no casualties. Sarah suffered minor injuries but was shocked by what happened. The truck driver remained unharmed due to the massive construction of his vehicle. The driver of the SUV, 40-year-old Michael Rains, also escaped with minor injuries, but his car needed serious repairs. Thank you for watching this video to the end. I hope you found it interesting and informative. Don't forget to like, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Your comments and support help us create even more quality content. See you in the next episode.